All right, here's the outside of the trailer. This cubby has miscellaneous supplies, garbage can, things like that you can use, small tools if you need them. Typically, we don't need to get into that cabinet. Here is where the gas tank is. This is, again, a diesel motor, so you need to put diesel fuel in it. There's one on both sides. When you actually fill up, you'll actually want to vent one side, meaning that you'll open up the cap and then fill from the other, or vice versa, so that you can fill it as quickly as possible. It's 90 gallons to fill the tank, and that's where the diesel is. In here is just an empty cabinet storage that you can put any of your supplies in that you need. When you are using these, I ask that you would please push these shut versus slam them shut. It's a simple push in, lift up the handle so that it latches, versus slamming them shut, because they don't always close when you slam them shut. Right above that cabinet, there is this exterior TV. So you can have a TV, DVD player, remotes are inside right here, or you can play music. This is the cubby where you actually have your propane and extra garbage bags. These are big garbage bags, not the ones that go on the inside, but actually on the outside, if you want to have an outside garbage. This propane tank can stay on all the time, and we'll refill that when you guys come back from your stay. Another storage right here. This one has some outdoor games. There's a football in there, badminton, some other outdoor games that you can use if you would like. This right here is where your fresh water is. So if you're using the water in the holding tanks, you'll want to fill it from here. When you pick it up from us, we'll make sure that it's always full. It's at least 50 or 60 gallons worth of water, fresh water, and we'll make sure that's full before you guys go on your trip. This next cubby, we have a little bit of firewood in there and some camp chairs. The last two cubbies on the trailer are actually not anything that you'll need to get into. It's just batteries and the hydraulics for the lift. This is the back of the trailer. If you are actually towing with it, this is the receiver hitch where it's at. It's a 7-prong for your actual trailer itself. You will need to supply the hitch for that. These two back cubbies, or this back cubby, is also just more battery bank, so you won't need to get into that. This one right here is when you are actually hooking up to supplies. You have your power cord. This one here is a 50 amp. If your site does not have a 50 amp, the minimum that you can run this rig on is a 30 amp. And so this is an adapter where you'll plug the 50 in, it reduces it to a 30. So you'll be able to have power and run your AC or other items inside. This right here is for when you're actually dumping the trailer. This is a gray hose that actually says sanitation, meaning that this is what you'll use to actually dump the trailer with, not the white hose, as the white hose is fresh water. This is where your outside sanitation and waste dump station is. So to do this, there's a few different things. All of the supplies you need to be able to dump are in here. These are flex hoses that you'll actually want to pull out. Once you pull it out, you'll be able to access through the bottom to be able to drain this. To drain is a very simple process. We have gloves in here that you can use. So you can put the gloves on. You will actually take this piece here and put it into the ground or where the dump is. And then you will take and feed this piece up through the hole and undo the valve here. Undo the cap. Make sure you do the cap first before you pull these. Otherwise it will load this full of wastewater. You will then put the hose on. I'll show you. So you can move this. Turn this. It should always be dry. You take the hose and twist it on, move this down, and then you'll take the ends, hook it into this piece that it goes into the dump ground. Then you will first pull your black line, which is black, let out all the solid waste, and then you will pull the gray while the black is still open, pull the gray, and then that's all your sink water, shower water, so it flushes out the hose. you'll want to take the sanitization hose and you'll actually want to put it in this Sant flush right here. So you'll hook the hose into this. You'll then hook it up to the water supply that the dump station provides. Turn that water on while both these valves are open and it will flush out the black tank. You'll want to flush that for at least 3 to 4 minutes and let that water push out everything that's in that tank. Once you're finished, you can shut that Sant flush off, unhook the hose, push in your valves all the way until they click. Make sure they're pushed in real hard. Then you'll disconnect this hose again, like such. Take the cap, put the cap back on, and then you'll want to rinse this hose out while it's still connected. Rinse it out so there isn't any waste or debris in there, at which then you can put all of this stuff back inside for storage. The rest of these, as you can see, this rig has tons of storage. That's your freshwater hose. Only use that for freshwater. If you are at a campsite or a place that has fresh water, you will actually take that and you'll hook it up to this where it says City Water Pump. City Water Pump. You'll connect the female end to there, the male end you'll go and put it on the actual faucet, turn it on, and you can leave that water on all the time. This is only on demand, just like your house. So when you turn on the faucet, water will come out instead of having to use the pump, and you'll just have a little bit more pressure.
Do you have to leave this open?
Nope, you can actually run the hose up through the bottom where we ran the sanitization, up through the bottom in here, so you can close this cubby to make sure that you don't get bugs or anything. And it just looks nicer to have all these cubbies shut when you're at a campsite. But that's where the freshwater hose is. Oops. Again, more storage, lots of storage. More storage again. This is the freshwater tank. If you feel like you need to drain it at any time, that's what the red valve is for. We'll drain it though when you come back and put new water in. This one, it just has supplies in it. And this one here has extra toilet paper inside of it, but I don't think you'll need to use it.
Great.